What's up, party people? G5 Productions in the place to be. Superman First Class in the mix. Today I'm going to take one for the team, and I'm going to be talking about a problem that I had today at a wedding with the Shure QLXD. What did I do to solve the problem at the moment, and what am I going to do to solve the problem right now? So I'm sorry if I'm not as enthusiastic as you usually see me in the videos, but it is approximately 2 a.m. at the time of shooting this video. But I do have to rock tomorrow, and I'm gonna get plenty of rest, hydrate, make sure I eat all that good stuff before I go out. And plus, I'm bringing an assistant with me tomorrow just as a precaution, right? So here's the issue that I was having, right? I got the Kraken all fired up, the microphones are on and stuff like that. And today it was my intentions to use receiver number 1 here and receiver number 2. So check this out. Here's the lav microphone number 1 that I usually have synced to receiver number 1. So let's go ahead first and do what I did at the wedding. Okay, so everything's set to 0 volume wise. I'm gonna do what's called a network scan. So I'm gonna hit menu once, then one more time, so twice, and hit enter. When I do that, by all these microphones that are usually hooked up in the switch inside the box, or the router if I choose to hook it up, it puts in a network scan. So when I hit enter, the microphone systems do a frequency coordination together. So right now, this is on group 2, channel 3. This was on group 2, channel 2, right? So they're on different frequencies. So I simply turn on my lav microphone. As you can see, the green light right there, plus the display is now lit. So I'm gonna sync it to microphone number 1. And it actually says good here. If you can't see that, then just know that I now have a blue RF light. And when I talk on the lav mic, I also have a green audio light. Now, of course, then I do my sound check and then mic the officiant. So here's what's happening with microphone number 2. I simply turn it on with the switch here, as you can see. And I did make sure that it was having plenty of battery, so that's definitely not an issue. However, when I sync mic 2 here to the receiver, here we go, it actually says failed. This is new to me, so I'm gonna sync it one more time. So I synced it and it said fail. So at the moment, this doesn't have an RF light, or it's obviously not having an audio light. Let's try to sync it to mic 1 to see what happens. So microphone number 1 also said fail. And just to be sure, I'm gonna get you guys a close-up and let you see it for yourself. Okay, so here's the actual problem. It's not so much with the receiver. The problem is with the actual microphone. And somehow it became out of date in comparison to the receiver. So what I now have to do with the handheld microphone to get it to update, I have to make sure I hold enter and hit menu. And then what that's gonna do is put it in this sub menu. It's like a special menu. So I have to go here until I see update right here. And then I'm gonna make sure I turn this mic on, which it already is, and hit enter. The hour sensors are facing each other. This is starting an update procedure. So the update is blinking and it's counting. I think it actually has to count to about 100. So we're gonna time lapse the video for you. Okay, so now that it's counted to 100 and it said good, what I'm gonna do now is get out of this mode by simply hitting enter and then menu. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and scan just this microphone. Now I'm gonna attempt to sync this. So here we go with the sync button here, and the hour sensors need to be facing each other. So here we go. And as you can see now, I do have a blue RF light, and when I tap on this, I do get a signal. Okay, so again, just to reset everything, I'm gonna just do it live right here on camera again. So hitting menu twice will put this in the network mode. Hitting enter will talk to the rest of the mics, which in this case is only mic 1. Then I'm gonna hit enter so they can do their frequency coordination. And as you can see, this one's on group 2, channel 7, group 2, and channel 1 over here. So now let's go ahead and turn on the microphone again and hit the sync button over here just to make sure we're good. It said good. I have an RF signal, and I also have audio signal with the green light. So we'll go over here and try to sync it just the same. So I hit the sync button. It says good. I have a blue RF light. I hit over here, and then now I have audio signal. And just to double check to make sure everything is good to go for tomorrow or later today, technically, I'm gonna go ahead with the body pack and do the same. So this mic is off, this mic is turned on, and it's going through this little cycle of calculation or whatever. So lab 1, we're gonna first sync it to the mic right here. It says good, plus I do have an audio light. We're gonna sync it over here now. It says good, I have an RF light, and I have an audio signal. So now I'm satisfied that either one of these two can cross sync to any one. I'm not sure why that microphone got out of date for some reason, but it did happen. Now let's talk about what I did to actually fix that problem before I knew how to do this. Okay everybody, so here's where all the magic happens down here as far as microphones go. Down in there where you see audio cable, so let's just kind of use mic 1 right here. I have an audio cable, and I actually have 4 of them. They're all Velcro together, right? So they're affixed down here at the bottom, so when I rack 2 more microphones, them cables are already there. So I have audio for the mic, 2 antennas, and all of them are labeled, so anytime I disconnect anything, it's easy for me to know. Like down here, here's a BNC cable. I know this goes to mic 3 because it says 3 antenna B, and the other one says 3 antenna A, and somewhere down here is also power for the mic. There it is right there, I just found it, right? So that's what's happening down there. So what I did, I used this side on mic 4, for example, and I went to my DJ case and I got microphone number 8 right here with its handheld microphone, and I basically hooked it up right into the top. So I just pulled the cables up from the bottom, hooked it in the back. So I essentially did have physically 3 receivers hooked up in the box with power and antenna, but mic 2 was disabled because it was somehow knocked out of date, and I basically used that receiver. Now I do know that DJs don't be running around for the most part with regularly 3 microphones. I mean, that's just me, you know, building over time. So I have usually 2 racked in here, but the ability to rack 2 more if I need to. And because I ran into the situation where 1 was actually disabled, I went to my DJ controller, I grabbed this receiver right off the back, took the antennas off, and then I hooked it up right down there. In fact, I may just go ahead and show you that. So let's do it. All right, so simulating what I did on the fly, I went and got these antennas taken off. I just kind of put them on top of the Kraken. It was an emergency situation. So here is mic 4's audio cable. So I'm gonna plug that in, and then there is a couple of antenna BNC. So you guys are not really gonna see that part, but what you may see is here's another network cable. So I was able to plug that network cable in. Let's go ahead and push the receiver down so that I can hook up both BNC cables. And this is a testament to, like, you know, how flexible the Kraken is, because if I wouldn't have been thinking on my feet or have this capability like this, I'm not sure what I would have did to solve it. Maybe I'd have had the other receiver sitting up there with the antennas also. I do have a regular power plug. So I'm just fishing for the other BNC cable here, and I think I got it now. So now that that's good, only thing I need to do now is fish for the power cable and just plug it right into this receiver. So I did find it, and just trying to get it in there, and we're good. So this is pretty much what I did. So now, as an emergency situation and setup, I now have all 3 of these receivers hooked up. So this one's just going through its own little cycle. We're gonna go ahead and hit menu once, then hit it again to put it in network scan. Now, if all things are given, this should also be able to scan all these systems together. So here is enter. The other microphones down there are responding, and I'm gonna hit enter. All three are doing network scan. Although at the moment though, when I did this, I could not get this microphone receiver to do the network scan. It wasn't working. I simply turned it off at the wedding because it didn't matter. It was irrelevant. And so I took microphone number 8 here, just like that, because I didn't want to take a chance with the other one. I felt like it was already having a problem with the actual transmitter here. So let's turn it on. I'm going to do a sync. And it says good on the top. I have an RF signal and I also have audio signal here. So that's how I was able to solve the problem for the wedding. Now, once the wedding was over with, I just simply turned off the microphone and I was able to get this receiver out of the box and then bring it back to the DDJ. So I turned it off, disconnected the power. I'm disconnecting the Cat 5 cable, removing one of the BNC cables at the moment. And now the last BNC cable. The other thing I have to take out is the audio cable. So I'm at least confident now that I know what to do if that situation ever arises again. Also, I am set up for success because I got my microphones back in operation. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this one on. So once I turn everything on up here, when I power the Kraken, these mics come on automatically because they're plugged into the antenna distro, and the antenna distro is plugged into the power switch. So everything up there is labeled. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I hope I was able to add some value to you guys who are QLXD users. The process is probably the same if you guys got the ULXDs, maybe Accent if you were high speed like that. I'm not sure about GLXD, BLXD and all that stuff, but this is how it worked here. And I got it right off of Shure's website. It gave me an error code of 001. So every time I tried to sync, it said error 001, and it's all squared away now. So I'm gonna go ahead and pack this thing up, get it ready for tomorrow, and wish me well. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Smash that like button for me, and if you want to keep up with all these cool videos, all you got to do is rock that bell. I'm Gerald with G5 Productions at 2 something in the morning, and I'm tired. Let's get it.